welcome to a brand new episode of the Woolly Thistle Shopcast. I can hardly believe we're back at it again, but it's great to be here. And how are you, Maggie?
I'm okay.
Yeah, this is Maggie, my co-host and product manager, development, all the things, too many things to list, but yes, my number two. And I'm Corinne, and I am the owner of the Woolly Thistle, and we're here to share our love of woolly wool with you, tell you what's going on in the shop, and basically have a blather with you. You know,
I do think it's important to say we're an online only yarn store.
It's so important to say that, Maggie.
It really is.
Although if you do happen to stop by, it is nice to say hello. So
yes, we offer local pickup.
We do.
We're here located in New Hampshire.
Yep.
So you're always welcome to come and pick up your order.
West Lebanon,
we are
up by the
primarily
airport.
online.
We are definitely online.
Yeah.
Yes, so that's what we're doing, and we love woolly wool here, non-super wash for the most part, and stuff like that.
Yes.
I feel like I was going to say something and now it's gone.
We're a bit head to toe in it today.
Yes. Well, I'm wearing this in honor of your sister who just finished hers. I saw it, Marie. It's gorgeous.
It is. It's really pretty.
And it reminded me to wear mine, so I'm glad to be wearing it today. This is the Silver Forest by Jennifer Steingass. Who are they still running their own knit-along? Yeah, it's only still January.
Yeah, so in Ravelry right now we have a Jennifer Steingass KAL going on, and
member hosted, just using the space in Ravelry to do that. So that's nice. But I love this.
Popping in there and seeing the projects they've got going, it's really, really fun. So even if you're not participating, go check out the Ravelry group and see what they're knitting. Yep,
Jennifer Steingass. I think this is one feels different from all her others, which are longer and I don't know. This feels more traditional, which is why I loved it probably. Yeah. And I knitted mine in Jamieson Smith Supreme, which is a lovely woolen spun yarn from Shetland, of course. And I'm wearing it with my 2-color Tapestry cowl, which I have not had off in the last several days.
It's been very cold here in New Hampshire.
So when I woke up this morning, it was 47 degrees in my house. Ugh. And so I came to work and put my makeup on here, such as it is. But because I was too freaking cold and everything was like frozen solid. Just about. It was like, you open the fridge and there's no difference.
That's not good. That's not good.
Not good. So yes, it's been cold here in New Hampshire.
If there's anything that we mention here that you want to know more about or see where it is in the shop, check the links below on YouTube, and everything is linked there. There's also a Shopcast page in the shop. Yeah. On the website, on thewoollythistle.com, and there are links in there as well. So
and not just links. There are, if you scroll down enough, you will find, it's called Shop the Shopcast, and you will find pictures and links to everything that gets mentioned in this Shopcast. Yeah. I think that's an underrated feature that we've never talked about, but it's there. I just came across it myself this weekend. I'm like, I forgot about that. Yeah. But anyway, so check that out. And other housekeeping-y things that we always forget to talk about, Maggie. Free shipping over $125. Pips, if you sign up for our loyalty program, you earn pips with every purchase, and sometimes we do double pips once in a while, which is always fun. So, sign up, get an account, and then it will automatically save your pips for you.
Sign up is free.
Pips are points in progress, but like whips and pips. Yeah. And is there anything else? I'm not sure. Just that this is an ad-free podcast for your pleasure, not interrupted by ads, because we hope that you will show your love and appreciation for everything we do at the Woolly Thistle by visiting the shop or telling your friends or joining us on social, or we have a lovely Facebook group that you're welcome, and Ravelry as well. So yeah, come be part of the gang. It's fun. Yeah. And we're running a cowl right now. Will we talk about that later too? I'm not sticking to the script one bit. I've forgotten how to do this.
She's just gone
off. I feel energetic
yeah, so we
today.
are mentioning there is an upcoming, it's one of our big annual cowls. It is our annual ColorWork accessories cowl. Signups are now open on the website. And you're invited to join us and knit any ColorWork accessory of your choosing, where it's an all-over ColorWork motif. Yep. It can be hats, cowls. This year we're also including housewares,
which is so fun.
It is so fun. I think I might knit a water water bottle warmer.
Yeah, yeah, like 3 or 4.
right. So more details are in the shop, and sign-ups are open.
Yeah.
They are also free.
We're casting on, did you say, on February 16th? So we're in the planning phase, which is really fun in Ravelry and Facebook. Everybody's talking about what they're planning to knit. So come and join us and just enjoy the chit chat.
Yeah.
Sign up and then you will be in the know of what we're doing. So that's good. We have segments today.
We do have segments today. We've got Emma Barnaby of Tiny Desk Knitting joining us today with a segment. So Kelsey is here with a segment for us. And
that's it.
And that's it.
As if that's not
there
enough.
Was more, but that's
As if that's not enough. Yeah. So Emma and Kelsey, do we know what they're talking about today?
Yeah, Kelsey's talking a little bit about your knitting projects and gauge, and the
always,
yarns that you use
popular.
and gauge. And she's got a couple of examples of things she's been working on. And I know I watched Emma's segment. Emma is she's sharing some of her whips with you too, including a Gansey. She's working on a Gansey project.
Interesting, because we've got Frangipani and we've also got Jamieson Smith's 5-ply.
Yeah.
New Gansey yarn. But anyway, I have not seen them yet because I've been traveling.
Yeah.
So which
yeah,
we'll talk
so
about
do we
later.
want to just go into, like, we've already done the what you're wearing?
Yes. So do you want to announce the winner? How many winners do we give away?
I think in this episode we have 2 winners. That's generally, we have 2 winners per episode. Each winner gets a $25 gift card to the Woolly Thistle, so you can come and do a little shopping.
And it's super easy to get in the running for next time when we announce 2 winners on most podcasts. All you need to do is leave a comment below, give us a thumbs up, and be sure to subscribe to the channel. That way you are in the running and we pick winners randomly. You probably said that. We are so used to saying this, I probably didn't listen properly.
I don't think I said that, actually.
Well, there we go.
So the first winner of today's is Marsha Kirshen 5022, and Marsha says, such a great interview with Eva. How her yarn came to fruition is a powerful story of what a wonderful woman can do when she puts her mind to it. Yes,
Isn't that
Marsha.
true? Yes, we have loved it, and it's done really well. So I'm going to put my hat on.
Oh, there we go.
There.
So Marsha, if you want to email us at info@thewoollythistle, put prize winner in all caps, and we will get you your $25 gift card.
Congratulations on winning. And yeah, like I said, just leave a comment below, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and you will be in the running for next episode. And we do have another winner to announce a little bit later on.
We'll do our best to not forget.
And just because you mentioned our winner mentioned Eva, that was a fun interview to do, and I'm glad so many of you enjoyed it. She is a busy lady doing a lot of good stuff, and we did have our yarn come in. I think there's just a bit here or there left.
Yeah, so Eva's yarn is the Scottish Yarn Festival yarn.
Yeah, she's the organizer for the Scottish Yarn Festival, which is held in Perth, in Scotland. So we'll have to order more and get more in. We'll let you know when that gets here. I think actually she's got another mill run happening, so we'll get fresh off the spinning machine yarn very soon.
Great. I want to hear about your weekend.
Well, first of all, what are you wearing? Because we haven't mentioned that. We should do that.
It is frigid outside, as we mentioned before. So for me, this is prime Lopi wearing. So this is my Radari sweater. It's knit in Let Lopi.
It's lovely.
We should put a colorway together in the shop.
You should.
I don't think we have a variant
you
for
should.
it, but I know a couple of our knitters have actually put the colors together and they knit them. And it is there's so many different good combinations.
1, 2, 3, 4 colors. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean it is only 4 colors. I'm thinking of the F. Malley.
Yeah, F. Malley, I love that kit.
Yeah.
That's one that's on the list. It's got a gorgeous. So
and we have kits for all the colors that it was originally designed for. But yes, I've knitted this too. I did mine all in grays.
Yeah. So we've got the grays colorway in the shop.
We should do that one. It's lovely.
One.
Yeah.
And you look a couple other. So it's cozy. I know not everybody loves Let Lopi, but I absolutely love it.
The colder the weather, the better.
Yes, it's absolutely perfect. Yeah. So that's
fantastic. Yeah, so you want to talk about my little trip?
I do want to hear all about your little trip.
So first of all, as I was leaving to run to the station, I could not find a hat to save my life. So I ended up taking this one, which was on a plate on the wall. And it was perfect.
That's a Kate Davies, isn't it?
It's a Kate Davies. I can't remember what it was called.
Is it the paper dolls hat?
Yeah, it's the paper dolls. And I think she did a little vest with that too. This is an oldie but a goodie. Anyway, so this was the hat I wore. And I went to Brooklyn in New York City. I got the train from White River Junction Took almost 7 hours to get down there. It was absolute bliss to just sit in it and look out the window and just relax. It was very, very nice. As soon as it was a pain in the neck getting ready to go, and I kept thinking I shouldn't be going because I took a couple of days off work, but once I sat in the train. So I highly recommend that. Got into New York, got into Penn Station, and from there I took what do you call them? Metros.
Subways, yeah.
Subways out to Brooklyn, which I'd never been to before. That was fun. Found my hotel, and there started my grand adventure. And I walked around Brooklyn for a long time. It's a massive, massive part of New York. But I went to visit Brooklyn General Store, which is, on the bucket list, and I'm so happy to have, done that. And I don't know the girl's name, but she was lovely, had a nice chat with her. And it's a lovely store. Obviously, when you're in Brooklyn, you have to go visit there. So that's what I did. And I walked all the way there. The snow was coming down. I kept thinking, New York driven snow, whatever that saying is. It was a little slippy underfoot for sure, but I did it. I walked several blocks to get there. And it was lovely to get there. Loads of good bakeries to just stop and think, well, yes, I will have that, and I will get this, and I will get that. And I did that, and that was great. And I ended up eating a lot of that for dinner one night.
That works.
Apparently, Brooklyn is famous for its pizza, so I definitely partook in some pizza, which was delicious. No idea where. It was just, little place that I came across. And then I went to the Brooklyn Museum as well, and that was awesome. I got lots of bing ideas going off in my head just by looking at all the ancient artifacts they have. I put a little reel together. We could put it here even.
What a lovely day. What a lovely day to sit right next to you, having the best day of our life. What a lovely What a lovely day. What a lovely day.
But when you see the back of that chair and you see the wood going up, all I could think of was lace. It was like a lace pattern going up the back of the chair. And that's what the whole of Brooklyn Museum was like for me, especially on I think it was the second floor with all the Islamic and Asian art. It was phenomenal. Yeah.
Nice.
So started charting away some ideas and things like that. So I feel like, a change is as good as a rest, and just, being around people, which New Hampshire, is cow Hampshire. We don't have a lot of people here. Don't have too many people here.
We live in a small town.
We live in a small town, and pretty much I drive from work through a strip mall to get to my house. And but anyway, it was magical. It was wonderful, and the snow was falling, and it did look pretty, and all the brownstones, and people were nice. I only got the side eye a couple of times, when I actually, bumped into people or walked the wrong way. Most of the time, very friendly, lots of smiles. I loved it. I can't wait to go back.
Nice.
Yeah, really, really enjoyed it. So I got back yesterday. It took longer to come back because they did more stops, I think, and the train was busier because people were trying to get out of New York. I don't know, but
yeah, because the Vermonter only runs at specific times.
it's once a day, yeah. And the Moynihan train terminal where you get the train from in New York, it was like an airport. It was massive and very well organized, and had a good time. It was great. Highly recommend. So now I'm thinking that I need to keep going and go down to Washington, D.C. or something, bring the kids.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, do that kind of thing, or go to Pennsylvania, or there's all kinds of places. And in the comments on Instagram, I was hearing from other people about where they can go on Amtrak, and it's really worth it. Unlike a bus, you can get up and walk around. There was a cafe car thing. Yeah, it's very nice.
My son and his friends took the Amtrak train down to DC.
Did they?
Yeah, one of his friends, his grandparents lives there, and so they stayed with them, and it was a great time.
When I first came to America, I took it up to Montreal, and that was really fun. Nice. And I would do that again, actually. And, you know, when you're going to a city, you don't need the car. In fact, you don't want the car, you know.
Right, yeah.
I would not want to be driving around there. No, and finding parking and all of that. So, no, it was fabulous. It was fantastic. Highly recommend Brooklyn, too. Just really nice walking and good eats and, you know, lots of knitting shops, too. So, nice. I didn't even get to any of the others. But...
Do you want to show us what you were knitting on?
Sure. I started another one, but I finished one, except I didn't have my tapestry needle to finish it, so I still got needles. But this is my new hat that I designed. You haven't seen this, Maggie. But... So it's got lovely flower motifs and diamonds there. And then my favorite little bit here is this sort of lock and key that I've crossed keys kind of sort of thing. And then the crown goes into a nice little, I don't know, it's hard to show. I haven't blocked it, obviously it's still on the needles, but yeah. So I wonder, I haven't tried this on yet. Let me see. Haven't sewn on ends or anything.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Looks like it fits well.
It does fit really well. I spent a lot of time working on the fit. How's it look?
It looks cute.
And it's not even black yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm knitting another one. I cast on another one. This one's going to be with blue.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And do a little gradient with the blue. This one really does pop. Yeah. Obviously. So yeah, that's pretty much what I did.
Lovely.
Yeah. Happy days. But yeah, I came without a tapestry needle. I bought one at Brooklyn General Store. Promptly put it somewhere, and I can't find it. Yeah. C'est la vie. All right.
Oops.
Yeah, so that was my trip, and it was fabulous.
Great.
And that's it. Yeah, I'm done.
That's plenty.
Yeah, so where are we now?
Let's go over to Emma and see what she's working on.
All right, sounds good. We'll see you on the other side.
Hello, my name's Emma, and I'm coming to you from Baltimore, Maryland, as I do once a month, to chat about a bunch of fun knitting stuff. Hope you're all doing well in this dreary January. It's really cold in Baltimore, and it actually snowed, which hasn't happened in a while. But I'm gonna talk about a few things that are super fun. And warm, so it'll keep you warm if you're freezing. The first that I'm really excited that Snowdownia is coming back. I have made a couple of pairs of socks in Garthen or Snowdownia in the natural colors, and I love them. I'm wearing a pair today in honor, so I will show you. This is, it's called the Broken Rope sock from Summerlee Knits. It's from like a group of 3 sock patterns that are all called the Hello Sailor sock set. I striped it's like a marled dark brown and medium brown with a like lighter color that I had. And I thought that was really fun. And then I had a lot left over because I had 2 skeins. It came in my very first Woolly Thistle sock bag, which is in 2021. And I made a second pair of the socks from my aunt using also a different color for the heels and toes. But you can get a lot out of a couple of skeins of this because they're 50-gram skeins. And then I also knitted a pair in the light gray color. And this is actually one of my own designs. These are called the Mary Bennet Socks. And in honor of TWT getting Garthen back, I will be releasing the pattern very shortly so that you can knit your own. It's kind of hard to see in this light, kind of light color, but it's just a little bit of a traveling broken rib stitch. It's fun, not too difficult pair of textured socks. So if you're new to sock knitting and you're a little bit apprehensive to try like lace or something, this is a good pair for you. And if you're wondering about the name, all of my socks are named after characters from literature, mostly Jane Austen. I also have Jane Bennet and Kitty Bennet socks that you can get from the Woolly Thistle or on Ravelry. And Emma Woodhouse socks from the Woolly Thistle as well. So fun new pattern coming to you very shortly. If I, have my life together, it will be available now, but we'll see. If not, very soon. And then I have a Guernsey project that I am working on. Finally have cast this on. Right up there on the far side, you can see my 2 navy cones. I have 2 cones of this Guernsey wool from Frangipani that you can get at the Woolly Thistle. For an adult Gansey, you usually need just over 1 cone for like a really proper fisherman's sweater at the tight gauge with all of the texture. So I have 2 cones, and I'm excited to have a lot left over and maybe knit like a ColorWork yoke or something for myself in just plain stockinette at a slightly looser gauge if I think that there's enough yarn left over. So I'm excited about that. But I did a couple of inches as a 2x2 welt on this, and now I'm just cooking on the stockinette, which I'm gonna do probably almost until the sleeve split. I might probably do like 3 or 4 inches below the sleeve split. I will start my texture patterns. But so I actually have not even considered texture on this yet. I'll just split it into halves, and I'll do the same thing on the back and the front when I design the texture, but I'm just going to use some charts to kind of, make it a very bespoke Gansey as a gift for someone. So I wanted to make it special. But I'm excited about that. And then so you can split the back and the front once you get to the sleeve split and work them separately. I'll work the back first and flat up to a little bit of shoulder shaping, and then on the front you can you can stop the neck, the lower part of the neck a few inches below the back, and then you can work the shoulders separately so that you get a nice edge, and then you can pick up those collar stitches when you're done and then knit the sleeves down from there. So that's my plan. And I will be here to report on every part of the process, and hopefully it doesn't take super long. I'll do a few installments and then hopefully it'll be done. But I'm excited about getting it on the needles, and I'm really enjoying it's very rustic, but also like very satisfyingly woolly yarn. 5 plies, super springy. Woo. I wind off skeins on a winder just so that it's easy to carry around, because sometimes when you knit off a cone it's great, but sometimes it just falls over all the time and it's kind of annoying. Also, then you have to lug it around if you're someone who travels with your knitting, especially your vanilla knitting like me. So this is going to be my social knitting for a while until that is ready to become have a fun texture, to become textured, I guess. I encourage you to check out that Frangipani yarn. And if you are not comfortable designing your own, which I understand many people are not, you can get lots of books that actually have full Gansey patterns in them. And then you can also get books that are more based on the history of Gansey knitting, or some people will say a Guernsey or a Jersey, which will have like ideas for patterns or like pictures of sweaters with some of the charts that you can follow, and they'll have some basic instructions. But yeah, there are a few books with some more detailed patterns in them. And I would definitely recommend checking them out. So that is exciting. And then I have one Fair Isle project that I'm super excited to show you. So this is a cowl that I designed for just fun last year. Maybe it was in 2022 actually. And I knitted one for my grandmother last year for Christmas. And so that was my initial sample I gave to my grandmother. So I just decided to name the cowl after her. Her name is Natalie. So this is going to be called the Natalie Cowl. And this is my second sample, and this will be released in time for the ColorWork KAL. So you can get some super fun Shetland wool for this in any, colors that you like. I do have some like colorway groupings that give you some guidelines about that. Like I try to keep, when I knit samples like this and suggest colorways, I try to kind of keep it somewhat monochrome. So this is like teal mostly, and gray and white. Got some nice fun colors here. My initial one was green. So got some alternate colorways in a variety of palettes. And you can see this is my stash of Shetland wool on the top. I finally have yarn shelves built in my new house. and the Shetland wool is and then all on the top, and then that basket is the like leftover small balls. Then Shetland, you would call them Piri-Clues. They're just like the smaller like leftovers from your bigger projects. So this is really fun, and I've been really enjoying this. That's just going to be a cowl that it's like an infinity cowl that is about, you know, this tall, wraps once around your neck, and there's a twist in it to make it really cozy. It's a really lovely style of cowl. Caitlin's recent designs featured that same shape in her cowl, so it's really, really exciting to have fun with my own designs and play with some Fair Isle colors. I'm trying to get myself psyched up to knit like a big Fair Isle sweater for Rhinebeck, as I do every year, and I really like this combination that I kind of stumbled upon when I was just like grabbing some colors out of my blues bin there. And I might make a few edits because sometimes, well, you can totally see the outline of this OXO because it's a shape, but I'm not quite sure the two colors at the bottom of the OXO actually contrast enough with each other, so I might pick an even lighter blue. These are all Jamieson and Smith 2-ply, but usually when I knit, you know, single like pieces for myself, I will use a mix of Jamieson Smith, Jamieson's of Shetland, BC Bio Shetland, whatever, Biches, Bûches, anything that's kind of woolen spun 2-ply about the same weight, even if it's a little bit thinner or thicker, that's okay. Supreme Jumper weight, which is a little thicker, you know, as long as it's a similar enough gauge that'll work in ColorWork. I tend to not mind so much, but I do like to try out possible patterns for you know, Fair Isle pieces, as like bigger Fair Isle pieces on accessories, so like hats or cowls like this. So yeah, this will be fun, and I think maybe I would also consider a really bright like orange somewhere, or maybe like in these for my bigger piece, like as a pop of color. We'll see. I don't know. I kind of like the subdued one too. But yeah, I'm excited about the accessories knit along. I'm already knitting my accessory. I'll knit something else. I'll probably knit like a Shetland hat or something. I've really enjoyed knitting the Bugafleur beanie last summer, which was the Shetland Wool Week hat, so I might make another one of those. But yeah, I hope that all of you are getting excited, and like, please tell us in the comments what you're planning to knit for the ColorWork KAL. I can't wait to see everyone's projects. So have a great month, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Well, thank you, Emma. That was a great segment. I'll be watching it later because I haven't watched it yet, which, you know, I tried to watch them before, but this weekend was a little different. So thank you, Emma. And Maggie, we need to know what you're knitting on.
Yeah, so I have been, one of the members in our Facebook group started or suggested the idea of knitting a pair of socks a month this year, and I've happily jumped on that bandwagon.
I want to just say that if you're halfway through socks already, I think just finishing a pair of socks will count.
I mean, I think
it's not
there's no need to be overly rigorous with yourself. I figure any amount of socks
it's a good chance to finish whips and stuff.
Great. And I actually saw on Instagram Stephanie Pearl McPhee, the Yarn Harlot, was saying, because I think she's doing something similar, she was saying that if she does like 10 rows, she did sort of lazy math, and if she does about 10 rows a day on her sock, it should work out where she gets a pair of socks. So I'm like, well, I can do that.
Totally.
So my first sock.
These are so nice.
I love these. So these are knit with our Rambler yarn, and they are the If You Go Out socks by Virginia Sattler-Reimer. This is our natural colorway. So that is the first sock, and I am turning the heel on the second sock. So I think I'm on track to finish by the end of the month. So
just to show you. Look at that.
I know.
It's so pretty.
It's so pretty, and it's actually easy to memorize. Like, I've pretty much memorized the pattern, which is, and I'm not usually very good at pattern socks.
This is on my, maybe I'll knit these next. I've got to finish my Fern and Fox.
We'll put it here.
Yes. Sorry. I'm knitting those, and I got to finish them. But this is really nice.
It's really pretty. Those are not blocked yet. So
wow.
I just put it on the sock blocker. Yeah. So the I'm really enjoying working with the yarn. It's definitely a little toothy and rustic. But that's
said
our
I like
jam.
his about
That's
them.
our jam anyway.
Yeah.
So I love a
it.
good squishy heel, like a heel flap.
Yes, it's
so
got a nice definition, doesn't it?
It really does. It's nice and squishy. So
Yeah.
I'm working on that.
Very nice.
My goal is to get these done by the end of the month. I have not decided what yarn I'll be knitting with next month, but
do you know what pattern?
nope. And next month might just be vanilla socks, like just
Well,
round and round.
that's good too. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking that maybe it'll be a patterned yarn or stripey.
Well,
something
I was
something
just
different.
thinking my West Yorkshire Spinner socks that I finished.
Mm-hmm.
Did I finish them in January? That would be very nice if I did, because they would count. But anyway, vanilla socks, just round and round, and they just flew off the needle. So
Yeah,
I love West
especially if
Yorkshire.
it's a self-striping.
Exactly,
Like
it
that.
was just
It's
really
very
nice,
potato
really
chippy.
nice. Fun to knit. Yeah.
Yeah, and the other thing I have going is my second Paul Clay.
Of
If you can
course.
see it back
Oh.
here. So the body is done. This one is for my daughter. I have one for myself that I was wearing this weekend while I worked on this. The sleeve, I don't know if you can
It's
see it here.
gorgeous.
The sleeve is almost
Yay!
done, not quite done. So
Is she hounding you for that?
she is actually asking, like, how's my sweater coming? Because I may have knit like her brother socks and a hat and
Yeah.
many other
She's
things
getting the whole
jumped ahead of
sweater.
this. So, but also she is Little Miss It's Itchy. So for me, that's more of a reason to try and get it done in January when
Yeah.
she'll have a good month or two to wear it
Yeah.
while
Yep.
it's cold.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And we'll be so matchy and cute. And I've absolutely never done that with my kids before, but
Had
she
to happen.
seems excited about it.
That's adorable.
And
Lovely.
It'll be nice.
Lovely.
So the Paul Clay, this is knit out of Jamieson Smith yarn, and there is some Jamiesons of Shetland spindrift in the ColorWork yoke.
Yep.
If you like my colors,
It's,
you can see those on Ravelry.
It's a beautiful thing that Jamiesons and Smith go together
Yeah.
really nicely.
Yeah, they do. They
Which
play
I think
well
is a
together.
nice segue into our ColorWork KAL. Would you say? Should we
Yes.
mention that? So we just opened up sign-ups. So if you're interested in knitting along with us, which I hope you are, you just have to sign up. You can do that at the website. In the menu, there is a sign-up tab. There's also stuff all over the place where you can click and get to it. And once you're signed up, you will get a couple of emails just telling you what to expect.
Yeah.
So great for new callers at the Woolly Thistle, and great for everyone who's coming back to KAL with us again, which we love that.
If you're not sure what a KAL is, because we always get this question, it's a knit along. It's basically us all knitting our project simultaneously at the same time. It doesn't have to be the same project. You are able to choose any overall ColorWork pattern for any accessory.
Yeah, for the most part, we tend to choose a theme, and this is our ColorWork Accessory KAL, which has been going since before the Woolly Thistle. Back when I was New Hampshire Knits, it was the Mitten KAL. Then we expanded it to other accessories, and this year we're extending it to home accessories as well. And I feel like I want to knit cushions or something.
Yeah, every year we get asked, and this year we've said, you know what? Yes, you can knit a chicken.
Yes, Henrietta.
We have kits for the accessories for Henrietta, the eyes and the yarn for the combs, and you pick your colors of Steingass.
Yeah, she's not ColorWork. Your little ducky though.
No, the little duck is not ColorWork.
So it's it's any kind of stranded, any kind of ColorWork, like stranded. What are the others?
Stranded,
Mosaic.
Fair Isle, Mosaic. I guess
Is it Entrelac? Is that ColorWork?
Entrelac?
Not so
No,
much.
Entrelac is not ColorWork. I think
But
it's
the
in
other-
Intarsia.
Intarsia.
Yeah.
Which is something I have knit Intarsia, back when I was a teen, and I need to get back to that and figure out.
Yeah,
I think Argyle socks would be something really amazing to knit, wouldn't they?
they would.
And I think that might be Intarsia.
I think so.
Yeah, me too.
I have a blanket that I started years ago that it's sort of a languishing whip at this point, but it looks, the pattern forms, that quilt star.
Yep.
But each square is
different.
worked through Intarsia
Oh yeah.
with the two colors.
Nice.
So it's quite potato chippy.
Yeah.
But
Fascinating.
it's sitting for now.
Yeah, so anyway, any kind of color work and it's an accessory, then come on and knit with us. It's good. We
Yeah.
have some kits. We did put together some new kits. Do we have some to show?
We do have some to show.
Let's-
So for the KAL, you can knit from stash
yes.
TWT purchased over
Absolutely.
at any point in time.
Yep.
But if you're looking for a little inspiration, we've got plenty of kits available. in the shop.
Yeah. So where do you want to start? How about the Cautiva?
Sure.
Petit is Wool Dreamers. Oh,
So we have put together kits for Caitlin Hunter's Alpine Bloom hat.
gorgeous.
I love this hat.
Yeah.
And
love
the
that.
pattern calls for a sport weight yarn, and we think that Katiba will look absolutely beautiful. So we've put together a couple different colorways. The black and the cream go together. So if you want one that looks like the pattern here, we've got 652 in green natural.
So these and these.
Yeah.
Scrumptious. This is a scrumptious yarn too. It's very round and spongy feeling, which is nice.
Yes. 520G. Sorry.
Maybe we don't.
Yeah. So there's
There is a plethora of kit options using some of these colors.
Yeah.
And it's just a
They roll.
it's a 2-color high contrast, which is really nice, and I love the crown on it.
There are some, if you go look at the projects on Ravelry, there are some really fun options where they do like the leaves in
different
colors that they mix throughout. So pretty.
Yeah.
But either way, I think this hat's just a stunner.
So that has been very popular, but we do have good supply. So if you're interested, come and get that.
Yes. These are really fun.
Yes.
So speaking of water bottle cozies, we have some Let Lopi kits. For this water bottle cozy, which is actually a free pattern on Ravelry.
Doesn't get much more economical than this. You know, 3 balls of Let Lopi and a free pattern, and you're good to go.
The thing that's not included here is the pattern. You'll see in the middle there. There's that little orange pop. There's a note there that you use so little of it. Go stash diving for that.
Okay.
Or you could use, the additional color and just have that work. But you'll have enough. So. We've got the colors that were used in the pattern, and then some other combinations that we thought would be lots and lots of fun.
I love that one.
I know.
And that's really nice.
I like this one too. That'd be really classic.
Ooh, and I like this one. So is this all of them, or is there more in the
So
shop?
I believe that this is them.
This one feels warm.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I think too, and there's all kinds of, if these aren't quite your fancy, there's so many balls of Let Lopi in the shop. Pick
You just
3.
need 3. Yes, go for it. And we can help you too if you need a little help.
Yeah, you can always email us at info@thewoollythistle and let us know what you're trying to put together, and we can help you.
Absolutely. Wonderful. That's so fun. That's going to knit up nice and fast. No shaping, just in the round and round.
I know.
Or, you might have a little bit of shaping at the top. What else? What is this here?
This here is a kit for...
There. This is nice.
This is the North Country Cowl.
How beautiful.
By designer Mary O'Shea, otherwise known as Tully Mungan on Ravelry.
Yeah. Gorgeous.
And this uses 2 skeins of making tracks and 2 skeins of the Farm Fresh. And so we've put some kits together.
Very squishy. I don't want to squish it too much because of the crinkle.
Sorry, the crinkling. But we've put together a couple of different colorways that you can find in the shop now.
Just lovely. Gorgeous.
Yeah,
Thank you,
really,
Tully
really
Mungan.
pretty.
Beautiful design.
Yes, Mary's lovely. I had a phone call with Mary a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
She's absolutely delightful.
Absolutely.
We have also put together, we should tell people when they sign up.
Oh, so when you sign up for the KAL, you get the pattern.
You can make matching knits.
Yes. You get the pattern, the free pattern for the Flowers of Fortrose mittens. I have not finished this one yet. I love these colors.
Here.
This was the original one. I love those colors. Yes, so you get the pattern free. You can also get $5 off our Intro to ColorWork course with Emma that you just saw. And you get that when you sign up for the KAL.
Yeah. We have also put together kits for the Croft Hoose hat.
That's an oldie but a goodie from Shetland Wool Week.
Yeah, this was the 2016 Shetland Wool Week hat design of the year, designed by Ella Gordon of Jamieson Smith.
So we have some pre-set up colors, just lovely.
Yeah, that one is modeled after the original colorway. This one I think would be really pretty. We do tell you in your kits, when your kit arrives to you, we'll let you know which color goes in which place in the pattern.
Yes.
Although you can always...
You can make your own mind up. Look at this one. This is fun.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. And are these all the colors, or is there other choices?
These are the colors available that we've put together. Again, if you enjoy ColorWork and you want to pick 5 colors, it uses 1 ball of each.
Yep.
Another pattern that uses 5 balls of each is the Souted from Isolde Teague. So we just have the original colors from the designer.
This has been around for a while too, but you can't go wrong with this. Very popular.
Yeah. I love seeing how it works up in the pattern, because I think a lot of times we look at a color like that bright yellow and you're like, what?
I know, and look, it's just perfect.
It's really beautiful.
Yep. Really nice hat.
Yes.
And then we have, these are called the Color Your Stars mittens, which is new and fun. At least new to us. Is it a new design anyway?
I don't think it's a new design. It was a new discovery to us on Ravelry.
I think this girl's so pretty. Is she the designer? She just looks toasty in her mittens, and I love that.
And so we've put together a couple of different color combinations. You just use 2 balls of Finullgarn.
Yeah, I mean,
so
fun.
really you can't go wrong.
If you have this in stash, go stash diving.
Yeah.
But we have put together little sets. If that's your jam, very nice.
I know.
Very nice.
Grays.
Yes.
Classic.
Yes, I love that
And
with the
red
pink.
and pink.
Yeah.
That'd be perfect for Valentine's Day.
Oh, which is right around the corner.
Yes.
Galentine's Day or Valentine's Day. Very nice.
There you go.
Yeah, we've got like 9 new kits.
Yeah, and then a grab bag. We have, for the first time ever, done an 8-pack Jamieson's of Shetland Spindrift
grab bag. These are going really fast. Thank you, thank you. They are randomly selected, so no 2 are the same. So we can guarantee that if you want to buy 2 of them, you'll get 16 different colors.
Yeah.
Oh.
Unless you'd like 2 of the exact same pack, we have occasionally had people leave a note on the order. If you want 2 that are exactly the same,
we can
so
do that
you get
too.
2 balls, we can do that.
Yeah. We are here to serve you.
Yes.
So yes, really good. Again, these are interchangeable in your knitting with Jamieson Smith. So these colors are always so complex though, aren't they?
Yeah,
Jamieson's, they're just
are.
beautiful. Unless it's a solid, it's very complex.
I think the nice thing too about getting a grab bag is that you get colors that you may not choose yourself. And sometimes it's those colors that really give your color work that little extra pop.
Exactly. And that you would shy away from buying yourself. So this helps with analysis paralysis of, what colors?
Yeah.
Just go for it. And then you try and make these work into whatever it is you're knitting. It's really fun.
Yeah.
And there's a savings of $10 pretty much. So if you were to buy this each individual, then it would be $10 more than getting the grab bag. And we know what we're doing with colors, so you can't go wrong.
It's like getting a ball free.
Yeah. Really nice. So lots and lots of these, but they are moving. Thank you if you've ordered yours already. We appreciate that.
We have also put together the Biches Bûches kits for the Arctic Spring hat. These have gone really quickly, so they may be either sold out or really limited in the shop by the time you see this. But you can sign up for the back in stock notification, because I think you're going to want to knit this up.
All of these.
Yeah.
All of these.
I had so much fun putting these colorways together. It was absolutely wonderful. So this is from the Petit knitter. It is her Arctic Spring hat. There's also an Arctic Spring sweater. I'm thinking we might need kits for that.
Oh, that's a great idea.
So
this is very Arctic. Petit knitter inspired. I think these colors very earthy.
So I'm trying to remember which one was the
original
designer colors. I think it might actually be this one.
Gorillo.
Yeah, so good.
My God, this just makes me so stinking happy.
Yeah. And the way we put these together, you would use the blue with the mohair as the overall color, and the other 2. But if you certainly wanted to switch
beautiful
that around,
blues.
you have enough.
Oh, baby, I love that. And then this is awesome too.
I know, I really like that one.
Oh yes, you've done a good job, Maggie, putting these together.
Really, really fun.
It is. It's very These greens are talking to me.
And I just think it's really, the kits just look so pretty. They just look so nice.
And some of them have a skein and some of them have a ball. That's because Biches Bûches is switching over. So we still get both.
Right occasionally we order and we'll get the skeins, but they are moving over to balls.
Yeah. Which is nice because then you don't have to cake or anything.
You just start knitting.
You just start knitting. Yeah, these are lovely. But like you say, sign for back up in stock. As we get more in, you will get notice that they are back in the shop. Oh, I love that. I love that. Any more?
So this is the, I've had this in my queue for a long while. This is the Fern Forest Cowl from Jennifer Steingass.
Really lovely.
It's really lovely. We didn't have the designer's colors available, but we had a couple of different combos that we put together that I thought would be really, really nice.
Great contrast.
It uses Rich Rosaria's Vovo, which is a really nice, very easy to wear next to skin.
Yeah.
The greens.
Portuguese
I like
wool.
that one.
Yeah.
Really pretty.
Beige and sort of a, what do you call this? Would this be sort of...
It's like a mauve.
I was
and a
going to
pinky.
say, it's kind of a darker mauve, which is just lovely for skin
and a nice
tones.
heathered
Yeah,
mauve.
yeah, really nice.
So
all
all
of
really
these.
good combinations
Yeah.
available in the shop.
And how potato chippy would that be to knit? I mean, if you're new to ColorWork, please join us. You will have so much support in our groups. And also, if you're extremely experienced in it, please join us because you will enjoy, knitting along with other people who love this stuff too. And you might be able to help somebody who needs a little help. We always encourage that everybody help each other. So the more knowledge in there, the better.
Our groups are very friendly and supportive spaces, and we're really thrilled with our communities. Like so thankful,
the best,
and appreciative
the best
for our communities.
Yes.
Learn so much, and just you get so much support there. It's great.
Yes. So is it time to go visit Kelsey?
I think so.
Let's do that, and we'll be back on the other side, and we'll announce the winner when we get back.
Hi, and welcome back to the Woolly Thistle Shopcast, video podcast, YouTube podcast. My name is Kelsey, and I do some work with the Woolly Thistle, and I pop in here just about every month or so to talk about some knitting things and what I'm knitting, things I'm thinking about in knitting, and similar stuff. It's also 6 degrees outside, so it's cold. And I don't quite need this hat in my house, but it doesn't hurt. So a couple things I wanted to talk about. First of all, might as well talk about this hat. This is a hat that I knit. It's just a basic ribbed, 1x1 rib hat. The yarn is actually, the interesting thing for me is the yarn is actually Biches Bûches, Le Petit Lambswool, held doubled. So we carry a good number of fingering weight yarns and wools, and that's for good reason. They're mass produced in the countries that we use, that we source the Woolly Thistle wools from a lot, and they're high quality, and they come in a ton of colors, and we love color work at the Woolly Thistle, which there's an upcoming ColorWork KAL, so we love color work. But sometimes you need a thicker wool. And we don't carry something that's a Biches Bûche or something similar in a thicker weight. The pattern is actually for DK gauge. So holding 2 strands of the Biches Bûche, which is about a light fingering, doubled, worked really well. It's a thick fabric. It's a pretty stiff fabric. I mean, it's not too stiff, but it's a nice structured fabric for this kind of hat. It's not too loose. But you could do the same thing with Biches Bûche. You could do it with Jamieson Smith 2-ply jumper weight, or their Heritage even, some of their lighter weight yarns. You could do it with Rauma Gamelseri. This is not a marl. This is 2 strands of the same color. It's actually medium orange brown. I think I made it a couple years ago, so I think that's what it was called, medium orange brown, which is a nice heathered kind of color anyway. But you could marl it with 2 different strands or even 3 different strands if you needed something a little bit thicker. So that's just a cool way to use some of those thinner strands of wool. You can double them or triple them or whatever, and it ends up making a nice fabric. I will say, and I think I've said in previous podcasts, it does make a bit of a denser fabric than if you had a straight DK weight, because what you're doing is, you think about it, you have two yarns that are twisted to a certain width, but you're not really sort of nicely twisting them together. Sometimes they're like this, and sometimes they're like that, and sometimes they're like that when you're knitting. So it ends up being a bit denser when you're knitting, and also not as round. You wouldn't really want to do this when you need really nice stiff stitch definition. But for this hat, works out perfectly fine. The second thing I wanted to talk about, because I wore it today because it was cold, is this hat. So this is called the Old Port hat by Andrea Mowry. It's brioche. It's in a brioche stitch. And it's kind of a reverse brioche in this section, only because what you're doing is the yarn that's in the back here, which is a color shifting yarn that I had in my stash, comes to the front. And the thing that's cool about this is often in brioche you see 2 strands of the same weight of yarn. This is not. This is a fingering weight in the back, the kind of multicolored version, and it's actually a few different colors of the multicolored, so it's sort of scrappy in that way. But the front, what I would call the front yarn, is Wool Dreamer's Mota, which is this guy. Whoops, upside down. Mota, which is listed as a DK because you get about 252 yards. It says 252 to 100 grams, but it is quite puffy. It's sort of semi-worsted spun and nice, and it's mostly a sort of Spanish merino and then manchega, which also is what goes into mancholopi, which is also this very fluffy kind of yarn. So it's quite fluffy for that yardage and that weight. So it's a fairly, there's a lot of air trapped in this yarn, and so it knits up to a much thicker gauge than maybe you'd think of for DK. It's DK in yardage. I'd call it more of a worsted in knitting gauge. So take that for what it's worth. And you can always knit it tighter. It will just compress the yarn. It won't be able to kind of puff out the way it may want to. They suggest 18. It's probably super blurry, but they suggest 18 stitches. I like it better, closer to 16 even. So that's Mota, and that's a hat where the front is Mota, which is, as I said, DK to worsted-ish, and the kind of back of the brioche is a fingering weight. So fun. The other, another thing I wanted to talk about is I have been working on what was supposed to be a preview knit, which preview knit is like a test knit, except the book or the pattern will be released basically at the same time you're supposed to be working on it or finished with it. And the idea is more that there are some early projects that come out on Ravelry around when the book or the pattern comes out, not necessarily that you're looking for errors or anything like that. So this is actually a pattern from Knits from the LYS, which is a book from Lina magazine that we carry. And I didn't finish it, and I wasn't on time, and I wasn't they told me you didn't really have to, and that's fine, so that's cool. It's called the Embassy Row Vest, and that's kind of the top. The back is not as long as the front as of now, so it's more like that, but that's it. Embassy Row Vest. And what I want, it's not in Woolly Thistle yarns because I was sort of stashed for bits and pieces, and all these are little bits and pieces of things, but what I wanted to talk about is that the gauge listed in the pattern, and now I'm blanking on it and I shouldn't have done that, but I think it's 20 stitches per 4 inches, is actually very loose for the recommended yarns, which are fingering weight. So if you've knit the vanilla sweater, that's a 20 stitch gauge, but Rauma is more of a sport weight in my mind than a fingering weight. So the yarns that were called for were true fingering weight yarns. But it's supposed to be this fairly light, it's not like see-through, but like very stretchy, pretty drapey fabric. And that's not the big point of what I wanted to talk about. What I wanted to say was a pattern that has 20 stitches to 4 inches gauge in the stitch pattern, so it's not exactly what you would normally use. You can use a huge range of yarns. You can use the fingering weights that they recommended up to probably close to a worsted weight. A worsted weight's going to be very much stiffer, much more structured of a garment, but you can absolutely do it. Usually when people email me and ask me if they can do something like that in a pattern, my first reaction is watch out for row gauge, because often what you're doing is when you're using the same yarn for a certain stitch gauge, you're going to vary a lot in your row gauge. So your fingering weight may be here, but your worsted weight may be there. And so you'll end up with a completely different length of your garment. But in this case, it doesn't matter. And here's what I want you to look at in patterns to see if that's going to matter or not. In this pattern, you start from the bottom up, and I'm not giving anything away. You start from the bottom up, and then this length, so from the bottom to the underarm, is given in inches, not in rows. So whatever row gauge you have, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many of these little kind of boxes or ridges, however you want to look at it, it took you to get from here to here. It could take you 20, it could take you 40, but it doesn't matter because you're knitting to a length. So it's a number of inches. So that means your row gauge doesn't matter in that measurement. It'll matter a tiny bit in this shaping section. So there's an armhole shaping section right here, and there's also an armhole, there's a neck shaping section right there. But this length from here to here, or from here to here, is also measured in inches. And your distance from here to when you start doing this bind off row is also measured in inches and not in rows. So in any of those sections, this big body section, the section from your underarm to your neck, or from your neck up to your top of your shoulder here, they're all measured in inches. So you can use any row gauge, really any row gauge that gets you the stitch gauge you need to knit that length, because it's all given in the inches that you need and not like 30 rows or 46 rows or 1 row or 67 rows, whatever it is. It's not in rows, it's in inches. So you have some sections that are in rows, like there's a certain number of rows of shaping there, there's a certain number of rows of shaping there. But if you add up from bottom to top, this measurement, and this measurement, it's giving you all of the inches that you need. So honestly, you could knit this in anything from, really if you wanted to, a lace weight through probably a worsted weight yarn and get a vest that fits you properly, because you're doing those lengths by inches. And the other thing is that allows you also to adjust. So I'm a tall person, so I added length. I added length here. Now I'm not remembering if I added much length. I might have added a little length even here between armpit and neck. But I also wanted my neck to be a little bit lower than is in the pattern, because you do add some ribbing here. So I actually added some additional length right up here, probably an inch or two. So you can do those kinds of adjustments when your directions include those inch marks as you go. So that's something where you can absolutely use a different yarn for the same project and just follow the inches and come out perfectly fine. One place, a different kind of project that is not maybe like that, is a shawl like this. This is a shawl I made quite a long time ago, maybe 5 years ago, that is all in rows. So because it's all these, it's spine increases, and this is in Let Lopey. This is 4 colors of Let Lopey. Excuse my kind of overlapping color change yarn there. Maybe I'll have you look at this side. These are all colors of Let Lopey, and I don't remember what colors they are, but I could probably figure it out. But because you're doing the increases along the spine, you are doing the same number of rows no matter what your row gauge is. So while this is fine as a shawl, it is pretty short. It's like, it doesn't quite, it's like, it ends up really tight, which is not what the pattern really is, and it's not really what I was going for either. So that's a sort of pattern that is written out all rows with no inches, that is a lot harder to adjust. You can do the math and adjust for your row gauge, but it's not as simple as just knitting to the number of inches. So that's all that I wanted to talk about. Sorry if I've been yammering on about something that you already know, but it's something that I think people want to know when they try to sub yarns from patterns and say, I got the stitch gauge, like, am I good to go? And some patterns yes, and some patterns no. Things like this hat, again, is knit in length. You know, it was like cast on here, knit ribbing forever to a certain number of inches, because this is folded, right? So it's from here all the way to the decreases. And you could do that with any row gauge because you know how long you need those inches to be. But if it's said to do 150 rows, then you would have to find your row gauge and do the math to figure it out, which would be simple on a hat. It's not as simple in something that has a lot of shaping like a garment. So that's again all I had to say. Happy knitting, happy ColorWork KAL planning. Ooh, I got a little rib in my hat now. But I hope that this has been helpful, and I hope that your winter is going well. Bye.
Thank you, Kelsey, for another great segment that I'll watch later. I promise. So thank you for your contribution for sure. I'm sure everybody really enjoyed it. And now what are we going to do? Oh, we were going to announce the winner.
Yes.
Let's do that.
Announce a winner. Our second winner for today of a $25 gift card to the Woolly Thistle is at Kath7466.
Congratulations.
Kath says, I can't wait to try the Scottish Yarn Festival yarn. It looks really lovely. So exciting to see the new products you are bringing in, as they always seem chosen with care. They really are. Thank you for noticing. Kath, you can email us at info@thewoollythistle, put prize winner in all caps, and we will get you your gift card.
Yes, and if you'd like to be in the running next time, all you need to do is leave us a comment below and give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. And we will draw 2 winners next time randomly. And also, thank you for your comments. They are the best pick me up to read. So thank you for always leaving such great, lovely comments. We appreciate that. And it's so nice for our guests to also read them too. I think Eva has enjoyed receiving many nice comments from her interview. So that's good. Okay, so congratulations. And what else do we need to talk about?
I do think it would be really nice for people who've stuck around to show them one of the yarns coming to the shop.
Yes.
Because I'm actually really excited about
Me
this.
too.
I have it in a bin here. We should show it.
So you know we work with Jagger Spun out of Maine. This is their latest woolful offering. And
I absolutely love these. I've had these on my desk for a few weeks, and I've absolutely been squishing them and sniffing them.
They're all natural. Yes, so this is Black Welsh Mountain, and we know how much we like a good Black Welsh Mountain yarn. And it doesn't come around too often. This is so soft.
It really is. It's so nice. So they have taken Black Welsh Mountain and then a Dorset yarn.
And made baby colors.
Yeah, so the cream is 100% Dorset.
And this is 100% Black Welsh Mountain.
And then in between, they have 3 shades that are a mix of both.
Yes. And isn't it great how you get this warm gray by doing that?
It's really, really
And so
pretty.
we will have gradient sets for you, as well as you'll be able to buy individually.
Yes.
Yes.
And Susan Mills who works at Jagger Spun has made a new pattern. What's the name of it there? I think it's Walker's Ridge, the Walker's Ridge cowl, and it uses 1 skein of each.
Yes.
And it is a really beautiful color.
It really is.
Cowl.
You can see that that's the motif, and you can see that it's going as a gradient down. So absolutely lovely.
We can put a photo of the cowl here too. It's really beautiful.
Yeah, it's on their Instagram page too.
Yeah, and this yarn is a worsted weight.
Right.
It's really lovely.
And we're noticing that our suppliers are going for a little more worsted weight yarns right now, which is great because they knit so much faster.
They do.
And you're going to end up with a really warm and fluffy. But this is beautiful. This is soft.
It feels really nice.
So yes, this worsted weight, fluffy, soft, UK heritage.
It's gonna drive me crazy.
Braids. It has to be correct for Maggie. Sort of, kind of.
Yeah.
Really nice and great for color work and great for. It's a 3-ply, so it's going to be great for cables as well. It's got a nice round construction. They're really fluffy too.
Yeah.
Really, really nice. Because they're a worsted spun mill, but they have figured out how to make their yarns just...
It's so lofty and it's so nice.
Yeah. Really like
and
it.
I think easy to wear next to skin.
Yep.
Like these are just lovely.
Yep. So knit a cowl or knit a sweater. You'll be happy you did.
Yes.
So when is that coming?
I believe it'll be here Friday. So if I'm wrong, we'll put a date on the screen as to when it'll be available. But I believe it should be available in the shop.
Hooray! Hooray! Yes, we still have great things coming in January. Yeah. You have no idea. It's chock-a-block. It's really busy, which is fabulous. So okay, so that's that.
That is that.
And anything else that we want to talk about?
There is also a new Rambler kit in the shop. We have the Golden Fern Socks kits in the shop. They are a one skein kit, but we've put together kits so that you get a tote and a stitch marker and a skein.
Why not?
Yeah, the pattern's really beautiful. It's from, I believe, Nora Long, who is known as Fox and Folk.
Yes, I'm knitting her socks right now. Those are the other ones I'm knitting. And also, it's a lovely design, but also just thank you so much for your lovely support of Rambler. It's been selling and going out, and it's just really, really wonderful, especially when you create your own yarn. You have to buy a certain amount of it. It's a lot, and just thank you for your support of that, and keep it coming, because you guys are loving it, and it's really great to have designers designing with it. So this is the latest sock design to join the party, which is great.
It's great to see the feedback in the groups too. There was one lady I was reading the other day, and she was finishing up her third pair of socks in Rambler, and
awesome.
She was saying just lovely things about
it's
them.
Gonna
really great.
It's got a really crisp hand. You were saying earlier that you hadn't blocked yours yet. It is crisp. It is rustic. It's the full experience, and then when you wash it, it just softens up, and I love it. Like,
the nice thing about Dorset, our Rambler it's 80% Dorset, and a Dorset is a medium. One of the down breeds.
Yeah.
So it is a little bit more rustic. It also resists felting.
Right.
So they should wear really well.
Yeah.
And they will be a little bit rustic, but it's socks, and it's not too rustic. Like you can easily wear it next to skin.
And it's got nice drape as well. So yeah, this is the Halligarth shawl by Gudrun Johnston that I knit, and it took 3 skins, and I just love this thing so much. Yeah. Anyway, so yes, thank you, and I'm glad you're loving the new colors as well, which is nice. Yes. So yes, keep on knitting. All right, so
we will have a special bonus episode for you next week.
Yep.
That will include an interview with Wool Dreamers,
which is so exciting. I was actually sick, and Maggie did it, and I can't wait to see Maggie flying solo on her first interview. And from all accounts, I think it went really, really well. I can't wait to see it, and that's with Ramon
of Wool Dreamers, and his I don't know if it's his partner or his co-worker, Oscar, and then actually Bea, their U.S. distributor, she joined us. It was a lovely conversation. So come back next week, and we'll have that in.
We'll just slide that in for you, and you've got some more Woolly Thistle next week, and we might have some other things to show you then too. So I think, Maggie, that's all we have. So all that's left to say is, if you go out,
take your knitting.
Bye.